You can divide the country up into particular hotspots in terms of affordable homes. Particularly in rural areas, the difference between house prices and local salaries is such that for most people, outright home ownership is out of the question.
We've only ever been able to privately rent. We have been on the council house register, but
unsuccessful.
Always unsuccessful, even when we had Jacob.
We've got families like Simon and Katie who would like to buy a house, but because the mortgage situation is so difficult at the moment, often families have to find 20% deposits on affordable housing schemes.
Community land trusts are a mechanism whereby local people can band together, form a social enterprise, identify land, secure a planning permission, raise money and build homes for local people. By doing that, they keep control through an allocations mechanism within their local community, so that people who, if you like, have a local connection get the chance of being housed in their local community, even though they can't afford to buy on the outright market.
Now, what we are able to do is to provide them with a rented house, which would enable them to save up the deposit in order to buy the house at a later date.
The structure of the fund is really simple. So at the top we have a pool of money, and that's made up of institutional investors. Resonance, the fund manager, will then manage this pot of money and will make loans from the fund into the community groups throughout the UK.
In a nutshell, quite often Community Land Trust as a new social enterprise has never borrowed any money before. It's risky and the rates being asked are too high. So the Community Land Trust, to do a financially viable scheme, needs to have a lender which can A, take that risk, and B, provide the money at a rate which the Community Land Trust can afford.
So Big Society Capital made this investment to support the growing Community Land Trust movement and to catalyse long-term and scalable solution to the problem of a lack of affordable housing in both urban and rural communities.
So the repayment profile of the loans that we provide is very flexible. We will take each loan case by case and we will model a repayment profile that works for the community group.
If we had to move away from the area, we would be absolutely devastated. Because like you said, we've lived locally, I've lived here all my life, we got married here. So yeah, this is our life really.
The social impact goes beyond housing. It's about creating sustainable and resilient communities. Resonance understands housing-based impact investment.
Over the next 5 years, we aim to provide another 200 affordable homes, being a mixture of affordable sales and affordable rental. That will help 200 families like Katie and Simon stay in their communities.
What we want to do is demonstrate that community land trusts are a viable proposition and they can meet local housing needs by housing people in similar circumstances to Simon and Katie in other parts of the UK. Katie and Simon were fortunate in getting their house at Blunts because that's the local community they want to live in. But it's not just about fortune. I believe it's a right for people to be able to live in the communities in which they have a local connection.